Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Love Excavating.
Today's episode is brought to you by Love Excavating. Listen, when we say that we like doing business with local companies, we mean it. Why do local companies matter? Well, local companies donate to youth sports programs. Local companies hire local folks to work for them. Local companies give when civic and nonprofit organizations ask. And we appreciate Love Excavating for doing everything they can do in the community as a local company. The next time you need demolition, land clearing, or hauling done, don't hesitate. Call Love Excavating today, a local company that is deeply ingrained in this community that we call home. The Wondering Dutchmen Podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen Podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
The Wondering Dutchmen! Yeah! The Wondering Dutchmen! Yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wondering Dutchmen Podcast, brought to you by Love Excavating. We're coming to you from Smoker's Lounge on what is a chilly night. Good news is Smoke's got that fake fireplace a-humming. It's nice and toasty in here.
Yeah.
I am Esquire, and joining me at the table is the man known as Big Gray now. It's not Big Mace, it's Big Gray, because when you wear gray pants with the gray sweatshirt
and the gray hey dudes,
and the gray hey dudes,
They're black.
gray headphones.
they're black, I guess he says. Anyways, his personality and outlook on life is not gray. Thank God, because that would be tough. It is our buddy, the pride of Holland, Indiana, everybody's favorite City of Huntingburg employee, the mustache with the most. And when you're listening to this on Friday, know that he's going to wreck your world in trivia tomorrow. It's our buddy, Big Mace.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. Happy to be here.
You are dressed like Eeyore.
Eeyore. Some would say I'd look like Eeyore, too. Go ahead, Dave. Say it.
Eeyore's probably
You've been
a little lighter.
ripping me apart for being fat last week.
We are all fat.
on Wednesday.
I can only say it because I am too.
Two.
We can call each other fat.
And that other
Two.
voice you hear and the face you see, wearing the rose-colored glasses, starting to get a little perspiration up top there, but it's okay. Very athletic leisure sweatshirt that probably has a matching bottoms that he should have wore, so he could be all burnt
It's
orange.
got thumb holes. Never had these before.
He's got the thumb holes in there.
Oh God.
Okay.
Somebody's back
Man,
to TikTok.
he finally gets the daggone song to play on time, and then
Yeah. We're fine.
there's about a million other things you can
Anyways,
have
that's
going on
Big
that
Smoke
thing.
that's talking.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey.
All right, fellas, what's going on? Anything new, exciting? What did we do last week? I know we didn't talk about it on Wednesday. We kind of got into a couple other things, but how was your week last week?
You know, it was pretty good. Work's getting back to normal. We had, our Christmas break and a holiday break, and then we had Snowmageddon here in DuBois County, which delayed work for a lot of folks, other than Big Mace, maybe why he's so gray. Also delayed school for a lot. So it was good to have a whole 5 days back.
Hey, by the way, that's the last time these youngins that go to school here in the Southwest DuBois County School Corporation will ever take a Christmas break without taking home their Google Chromebooks.
Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
They will.
How dumb was that Thursday?
They
And then,
will fix
go back.
that policy quite effectively.
Stupid.
You know, I don't know. Here, what do you call this? A hot take, maybe, because I don't think everybody will agree. But one of my favorite things growing up is when you already had a weekend and it comes back to Monday and you had a whole bunch of snow dump on the ground and you got like extra weekend. Now, you had to make it up at the end of the year, but it was always weird at the end of the year anyway. Who cares? You got to go 2 extra days when you're just watching Forrest Gump and the Little Giants and the Big Green on TV, you know, or
Watching movies.
I don't know, back when I was in school, we had field day, you know, when you was trying to get the presidential, outdoor award, for
They give ribbons away, track ribbons.
So all you do is watch movies and run track a little bit longer, like you're hanging out with your buddies before summer break when you don't get to see them.
Well, now they just use all the built-in snow days, kind of like tomorrow, where they're
don't forget now the professional development days. I
yeah.
don't
What
know
the hell
what
is
they're
that?
going to
That
do.
whole 2-hour delay for the professional development the other week, that was pretty silly.
We got like 4 of those in the schedule.
Well, listen, fellas.
Really?
2-hour
good.
delay.
Well, that's when the best developing of professionals happens is between 6 and 8.
Well, this, how does that work?
Apparently it does. 'cause we
Usually
got
between
4 days
6 or
for
8,
it.
I'm getting instructions and taking my morning shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that either.
You know, I have been one that has been criticized for being a little harsh on teachers. I support their professional development. I support whatever they need to get done.
But when do I get it? When do I get it developed professionally?
They don't have as much time as us regular folk because they don't go to work in the summer. So they got to make it up during the.
Oh boy,
I'm sorry, Brado. I love you to death.
They
buddy.
gotta cram all that off time into those times that they're at school.
Good. We love teachers.
yeah, we do.
Yeah,
They're
my work
educating
week
the
kind
young
of
mind.
blew nuts.
Goat dick.
Because it was just like it's shitty outside when there's still residual snow. It's like it's wet and nasty. You
And then
can't
it freezes.
you can't do nothing. You know what I mean? Like we can't get any projects going or anything like that.
No, I
There's
walked 10 miles at work this week.
so much snow on the road residually that you can't do any road maintenance because that's bad for your equipment and all this stuff. And
Lots of
So-
residualism.
so it was all basically just Operation Cleanup. Like we went through
Mhm.
all of our snow equipment and cleaned and oiled and
Grease.
neutralized and stabilized everything. And then I was put in charge of the brine making machine. I was the brine master this week. So we were, I was on,
Cleaning
it was-
the brine?
no, making more
Oh.
DEFCON 5 on the brine machine. So I was making lots of brine and had to go through some phone troubles. I had a little setback with my phone.
Oh, yeah, again.
Had to get a new one again. No, the
Steve Jobs is rich because of how often
the
you're
warden
breaking up.
is not thrilled about it. As a matter of fact, we should probably just quit talking about it right now.
Change gears.
But yeah, so I mean, my work week kind of blew goats. But I mean, after having the weekend off this weekend, like we're recording on Sunday, but Friday night we did Redneck Christmas, which that's always fun. Saturday night, last night we had Southridge played Princeton in a barn burner. So the Raiders ended up falling to the Tigers, but goddamn, it was a good game.
It was a good
It was
game.
a very good game.
Hey, let's talk about
we'll
the
see him again.
biggest thing from last night's game is our buddy
Oh boy,
Zach Masner,
yeah boy,
the big winner of the Letterman's half pot ticket sales.
yep.
Now, we've talked about the half pot on the show before.
Oh, we have.
In the half pot and the etiquette of sporting events and when you win the half pot.
Yeah, I didn't give any of it back. I
thought
kept
that's what
it
you're
all.
supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Might have been, but I'd need it now. We got Christmas. We got Christmas to recoup from. We got to buy plane tickets to Arizona. I got some
Well.
projects going on, trying to get my wood stove hooked up and that fake fireplace at my place.
I'm not judging because I wouldn't have given it. I've never won a half pot, but I never bought
Because
half
you
pot.
don't buy half pot tickets.
Well, you don't
I
go.
have.
Dave.
you don't
I've-
go to sporting events where half pot tickets are available.
I have in the past, and if I do go, I do buy, but I've never bought them thinking, man, maybe I got a chance to give them some more money.
Well, nobody ever thinks that they have a chance to win when they
You're
buy
just
the
doing
tickets.
it to make a donation.
Yeah.
You don't want to wish life away because it'll be here before you know it. But someday, when my kids aren't just all over God's green earth, running around, and by God's green earth, I mean we take them somewhere and they just like a pollen explosion, like when Big Fella sneezes and he gets all that stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be able to walk in, show your all sports pass, grab a program so you know who's playing, throw you a few bucks to the half pot, get you some popcorn, get you a Diet Coke,
And then
and be
donate it
able to
back.
sit down and light. I look forward to those days so much.
Yeah.
I sent my boys wanted to go. I said, sure, go. And they went.
You could have sat by us.
Now, see, that's another thing. I don't know how that works.
Well, Dave, it's open
Anytime
seating.
I go, I know it's open seating, but like church is open seating, and we always sit in the same pew in the
Stupid.
same end.
Stupid.
So anytime I
That's
go
the dumbest
there,
way to think.
I stand around the outside. And last time, it
No.
might have done me not so good because I sat on the outside at the top by the door thinking, okay, I don't want to interfere with anybody. I seen people I knew, and I'd give them a wave if they looked past me or something.
Is that really the wave you did? Like, look like your hand?
Probably
was out?
there, because I'm super awkward.
Hi, it's Dave.
It's Dave.
Hi, friend. Hi, friend.
But then I got in like a real weird long conversation with somebody I didn't know, and it was just like I'm awkward anyway. It was more awkward then.
Yeah.
Just don't do well in those social.
I'll sit.
I don't know who I'm supposed to sit with, because what if you're like, oh yeah, hey Dave, glad you sat down to say hi, but people are coming that we told to come sit with us.
Dave, there's a
Tell him to go pound sand. I was here first.
Well, there's plenty of here's
Your
the
ticket
beauty.
doesn't have a number on it.
There's the beauty of this gymnasium that is part of our school corporation, and it's a great little treasure that they've saved.
No, I do like the basketball court or whatever you call it facility.
There's a ton of seats to sit around where folks, even if they did,
Let's call it
come,
Memorial Gym, David.
you know, that it's
And I've got an old person's seat that I take with me, and it's got little hooks,
Yep.
and they got the benches of a sort that it.
We didn't take ours this time. Usually we do, but we didn't take ours this time.
Anymore like a hard seat. I can't sit on longer. Than
So
10
I like
minutes.
to take mine and I'll set it in the on the concrete well, the footwell behind the actual bleacher, and then sit back on my because I got one of them Fat Boy folders that are like it's got.
So
like,
you're taking two seats.
no, sir.
The foam pad.
So the person behind you though couldn't sit there because your seat is where their feet.
Never in your lifetime will you ever see that gym full enough to where I can't do that.
Sectional time may.
But you told me that you didn't take a second seat.
Mark my words.
Okay.
You can't do it. Actually, take 3 because I don't put my feet in my feet well. I put it on the bench in front of me.
Boy.
Yeah, I'm a hog ass. Whatever. Get over it.
Okay.
You should come to more games and buy half pot tickets, and then you could win too. And then
maybe-
everybody
could you
could
imagine
roast.
Maybe I
Dave?
will.
Could you
Then you
imagine
could-
Dave going down there
Oh
with the winning
goddamn!
ticket?
No.
Hey, Scott, don't say my name.
Yeah, please don't say my
Just
name.
don't say my name. Just say it was an anonymous winner
Yeah.
from Holland.
Yeah.
Don't say.
Please,
Hey,
God, don't say my name.
Dave, they watched you all
So
walk
you
down
didn't have
here.
to walk down there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
See, there's the anxiety.
You could have gone after the game though.
No.
No, because then they draw.
You
another
have
ticket.
to go to the damn bench so you know you won, so they
The
don't
bench
keep
right by the court.
Yeah, the scores table.
Tough spot.
Oh,
Why?
Maybe I won't go.
Dave finds some rant. Hey, I'll give you half of this.
I
To
will.
go down
I
there.
will give you $20 out
Yeah.
of this 400 if you just walk down there and hand it.
Yeah,
to the
that's
ticket.
exactly right.
Hell, y'all even let-
give them all.
I'll
the
even
money.
let them say you won. I'll let you know. They can say your name over the big radio.
Should leave.
Now, see, it'd be different if you could drink at a high school game because I sang
Oh
karaoke.
my God!
I sang karaoke at that baseball game in Huntingburg. There, it wasn't even real karaoke.
Yeah, but it wasn't a school event.
You're right, but I was in front of lots of.
Hey,
people.
that's the beauty. You're back at Southside Park now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I signed up for concessions
Bullshit.
in July.
Nice. I said, "Hey, Dave, this is the meeting where we sign up for concessions." He goes, "Into the season, I'll sign up there. End of the season, there, I'll sign up."
I can't wait to be able to drive the buggy down there.
Oh yeah, yeah, you'll be able to.
Drive that all the way down there too. Drive her right down the grass.
Well, I'd take the walking path.
No, you can't do that. You got to go through the grass. You can't walk. You can't
Okay.
drive on the walking path.
Got it.
That's a danger to
Yeah.
other folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So
Anything else going on? Anything
No.
exciting?
Man, we've had a busy week. It sounds like
colder than shit outside. God,
7 degrees right now, guys.
Really glad I'm off work tomorrow.
Yeah, builds character.
Me
Some of
too.
us are going to make that drive in the morning.
That's good for you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
builds
see my
character.
kids off to school and tell them to get their shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a pretty good
I'm
plan.
going to take my warden to lunch tomorrow.
Oh, where are you going?
Don't know yet.
You ought to come up to the resort and eat lunch. Not that I'd join you, but
Probably not going to drive that far.
oh, okay.
Join you.
I'd join you, just not him. I get a lot of questions about how our personalities work. at
I
this
told
table.
her the other day, which, by the way, shitty massage, man. She was not thrilled. No. Okay, I don't know what she's trying to motion me, but maybe she's trying to say it wasn't at the French Lick Resort. It was something else.
Oh,
So maybe it was at that other place, but
okay.
less than thrilled.
You can just go in up there and get a massage at French Lick without having like a room or a gambling debt.
Mm-hmm.
Or gambling debt. Oh, brother Dave.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I need a rub and tug, and I need to pay off my bill, my wrestling, my
Your wrestling bill.
gambling debt.
To Big Tony.
So,
God dang, they're
Yeah,
dying.
my keeper.
We're killing them.
My keeper sent me up here.
God, you guys are.
It's a wild
a
deal.
mess.
You know what I've been thinking about?
Go ahead, big fella.
I mentioned earlier that I got a new phone, or I had to get a new phone.
Yes.
And I had to get a new phone because of a minor mishap that actually wasn't my fault.
It was 100% your fault.
No, it was not.
I wouldn't
at
say
least
100%. I would
90.
say that there was some
No.
contributory negligence to the situation.
By putting it in my pocket?
But I'm not even going to say it because I feel like it
don't want to get you. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But anyway,
Tell us your story.
I had to get a new phone.
Your other one
it
was great,
and
though.
it was being shipped. Yeah, right. It was being shipped via UPS, and with that, with that caliber of package, it was signature required. That particular evening was jam packed with kid running and basketball games and wrestling matches and all kinds of things that that my kids wanted to participate in as well as I did. So after we had finished our runnings, the UPS driver had returned the package to the distribution center, and luckily I know someone that works at the distribution center, and I went there and signed for my package, and I got my phone and got home. It was probably 8:30, 8:45. Kids got all washed up and headed off to bed, and I thought, okay, this would be the perfect time that I'll go ahead and start to transfer my phone over to my new one.
Absolutely.
So my topic in particular today is called night shift.
Mm-hmm.
And when I mean night shift, it spun from the fact that
Spawned was maybe the word you were looking for.
whatever
Spun.
you say.
Spun.
Spanned?
I spun
Spawned.
I spun up this topic because
The night shift spawned from.
I don't understand why
How do you spawn correctly versus spun?
proper. So, from my understanding and the way I've remembered it in my brains,
Mm-hmm.
that Verizon Wireless used to have 24-hour customer service and tech support. And according to the new policies,
you forever to get here.
the goddamn
Wild.
Covis,
Damn, Covis gets another one.
and they don't. So now, if you have a customer service issue with Verizon Wireless, you've got to call between the convenient hours of 8 a.m. and 9 p.m.
Central.
local time zones.
Well, 9 p.m.
So you
That's
don't
what
have,
it
you don't
says.
call Bangladesh anymore.
No.
Hello, this is Gary.
Yeah, and that was like, okay,
Call him down here.
yeah, Gary works down here at the Dutch Mart.
He may be. Is he a fan of the show?
I
Next
don't
time
know,
you're
but
in
he
Asheville,
should.
He ought to
Justine
be.
Ashley was mind blown. How do you know his name? I'm like, what do you mean his name's Gary? And she
Super
goes,
friendly.
oh, really? Is it?
That's the name of the little
With
snail
2
thing
Rs.
on SpongeBob.
Is it Gary?
It's Gary with 2 R's.
See, and she said, but is that just like the white man name, the white people name that he poses
Oh.
under? And I'm like, no, its name's damn Gary.
Well, it's not damn Gary.
Gary.
Yeah, I bet his parents weren't like,
We're going to name this boy Earl. But anyway, I just don't understand. Okay,
What don't you understand, buddy?
customer service and night shift hours.
You've had a couple issues with customer
call
service.
centers.
Right?
There was an AT&T call center in Terre Haute. I've known some people to work there, and they were 24/7.
95% of the time when you call somebody that's at a tech support or a customer service center, they're going to be open 24 hours.
Yeah.
But for some reason now, Assurion, who is the insurance provider for Verizon Wireless replacement devices and things,
Yeah.
they're no longer a 24-hour service.
Okay.
Neither is regular Verizon Wireless technical support.
Yep. Get it out there.
And it
Nichols.
just absolutely infuriated me because,
Are you becoming a Karen?
I think I've had more get off my lawn moments.
Yeah, you've had a lot lately.
And I don't know why though. What's happening? Is it roid rage from my tee shots?
I mean, are you routinely using your tee?
Yeah.
Could
Is
be
he
mood
routine?
swings.
Is he do
Routinely.
routinely?
Like I'm routinely
You're routinely.
fire going out. But so it really grinded my gears.
I can tell, buddy.
Because I had this phone
Oh, I thought you.
and I did the restore via the backup and I had
Yeah.
the whole phone swapped, ready to rip. And then it said, now it's time to switch your
SIM card.
your eSIM.
Oh.
Because these phones have eSIMs, Verizon does. And it was to the point where like you need to transfer your cellular to your new phone.
Yeah.
Every time I would do that, it kept sending a link to my old phone that I would have to then prompt, like click this to confirm on your old phone to swap your data to your cellular
and
to
you
your new
couldn't
one.
do that.
And I couldn't do it because my screen was shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, how in the F how am I supposed to do this and how am I supposed to do that and yada, yada, yada. And it just pissed me off. And I called customer service and I would prompt through all the press 1 for this, press 2 for that, and all this bullshit. And then when I got there, Verizon Wireless is currently closed.
Mm-hmm.
Please call back during normal business hours, which is, and then they would go
Yeah.
into the normal business, and it just pissed me off.
I think you are turning into a
It
bit
just,
of a.
it just
Karen.
really pissed me off because I don't understand why there can't be someone with the power to rectify these cell phone problems that can just get paid to work night shift.
Well, somebody that crunched the numbers, that's a numbers geek, ran the analysis and figured out that by cutting out night shift, they would save X number of dollars. And then they balanced that against, well, what would we lose? And it would be the 1 or 2 people that I'm sure it's more than 1 or 2, but the upset customers.
1 or 2% that has a broken screen that can't push you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's where you're at. So,
and realistically, that's it.
Law
And
of
it's
averages.
still more effective and available than having to go to the store between 9 and 6 in a town you may not live in.
Yeah, you're right.
I think we had a small spurt there where we were spoiled, with
the ward
over availability. And it was just so easy to do anything from home because it was the COVIS.
Well, I think that this was caused by the. Are you saying that the reason that these tech support centers were open 24 hours was because of the COVIS?
I think that they better.
And now that the COVIS is over, that they went back to normal operating procedures?
No, I think that we got over available before COVIS because that's what the supply chain needed and wanted was that instant gratification. Then I think we get into COVIS, and then it was all instant gratification.
Can you
and
believe
that's
it's
a
been
good
5 years now?
And that's
It
a
is
good
wild.
work from home position. You can answer that phone anywhere. The problem is I also know that I called like tech help or support lines, and you hear little Jimmy crying in the background
So
for
that-
those 2 years.
So that's what. Yes,
And I think they sent people back, and then some people didn't need to go back because there was other options, and they didn't. And now we're back to getting close to the best thing you got is sure we can get you Dapper Dan. Take 2 weeks to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and
Pissed me off, man.
Yeah.
Grinded my gears because
I-
I had everything ready to rip. I was tired of telling Siri what to do on my phone, not being able to hang up when people call. I had my phone was down for like a day and a half, 2 days, and every text message that I could read, I could only read iMessages on my iPad. So like anybody that had a green text message, I couldn't read because it would not show up on my iPad.
You
And it
got
was like,
Roku devices at home?
yeah.
There's like a free app. You just go on there, and it's called like Roku Cast for Apple, and your phone just right across there.
Hmm.
Yeah, just-
That'd have been neat to know.
hey, Dave,
I'll
thanks
be
for helping
I'll be
late
damned.
here on the situation.
But I mean, I still wouldn't have been able to prompt my phone or like physically command it with my thumb because my screen was shot.
Well, but when it's on the screen, you're doing something.
Huh?
Well, the remote is like a mouse, like a cursor.
I'll be damned. It'd have been neat to know. But anyway, I was just pissed off that these tech support centers for Verizon are no longer open 24 hours, and that's what I wanted to talk about. I know it's kind of a lame-o topic.
Oh, no.
No, it's
more
really
of me and I could
generated
get
a
off
lot
my
of-
lawn, you
Yeah.
know. But
Why do you think you become?
I don't know,
such a Karen
man.
lately?
I don't know.
Like you've obviously identified it as a potential problem.
It's the bleach blonde that he had from the sun. You know, like the blonde tips.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a Karen thing.
Yeah, but we're way past that. He's got a full head of dark hair now.
I think he's missing a blonde.
You're thinning out a little bit up top there.
Oh.
Shut up.
Are you really?
Yeah. I'm
Everybody
balding as
thins
shit, bud.
Hey, by the way, speaking of balding,
Easy.
well, I just don't. You wear a hat all the time here.
Correct.
At the coaches' meeting, you took your hat off when you got in,
Yeah.
and it really extenuated your
5
great
o'clock
beard you
shadow?
got going on there.
Yeah.
You got a hell of a mane growing, and I don't know why I don't notice. I see it all the time, but tonight, and maybe I just had nothing better to concentrate on than your glorious
Man,
mane.
I'll tell you what, your beard looks really good. Now, there's another family member of yours that I see all the time.
Yeah.
His is fucking just wow. Just out, you know, it is wild.
Can't wait to get that text message Friday.
Well,
morning.
he don't listen, does he?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, Corey, you need to trim up.
beard oil.
You
A
need to
little bit of
trim
beard oil.
up how you look.
Hey, some people can't be tamed.
His mustache. That's the thing. I don't understand how you could do it. Like my mustache looked really bad before I came today.
Yeah.
I had all this shit coming down and it started to hook underneath.
I got some of that going on right now.
And I mean, I really trimmed her up.
It looks great.
I feel like I did a pretty decent job today.
Justine loves that.
But she
That's how I
actually,
know when it's time to trim. When I trim it with my teeth, like,
I was eating a ham sandwich today for lunch.
yeah.
And when I took a bite of my ham sandwich today, I like pulled a mustache hair. I'm like, oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
fur burger.
yeah. And I'm like, man, this is way too long.
Well, it's funny. So another parent that was at the middle school baseball meeting, we were at the game, and where we sat, where the Raider bench is, we were at probably 10 or 12 rows. And I kind of noticed, like, last minute, like this group of boys, they play on that 8th grade squad, probably listen to the show, which is always great. But they were waving at me. And I did a double take. I'm like, surely they're not waving to me. Like, nobody waves to me that, you know, either plays for me or other things like that. So I was talking to the mom, and she's like, yeah, they were waving at you. And I was like, I didn't know. Like, I wasn't like ignoring. Like, I just thought there's no way they were waving to me, like somebody behind me or something else. They go, no, because then he turns around and says, oh, look at Coach Lindemann's beard over there. And then they were all pointing. And that's the part where I had caught like my eye, you know, surveilling the situation, knowing my exits and who's there. That's what I caught. And then I was like, oh, they were waving.
I
at
just
me.
love the length of your soul patch.
A lot of
yeah.
soul in that old guy.
And
Yeah.
like you've got a little bit of a soul patch too, but I can't get over how
Now my soul patch is the one that I twirl. If I'm thinking, like if I'm really thinking hard at work, I'll twirl it, and sometimes I'll chew on it.
And that's great podcasting.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
but how close yours gets to actually your lip, like how tight.
You
it
also got a
is.
real wide one there, bud. Like you got fuzz all the way out to the side.
What do you mean?
pieces there. Like you got, like your whole lip is lined with hair.
So
I got some dead spots.
the secret.
Now,
of
what's it
is-
look like underneath? Like how do you trim your neck up there too?
Oh, now see, I got a patch. See it right there?
Oh yeah, nothing there.
Got a bald spot. It's no good.
I can grow one badass neck beard, man. Like
Yeah.
if I was auditioning for a guitar role in the Blackberry Smoke
Oh, that dude.
in the Blackberry Smoke band, I would really shine.
Now I will say, as I am a big pro beard guy, I think every man should try to grow a beard once.
But
But mine has gotten to the point where even like I put on a shirt, we're still hanging below, and like I have to like pull it through. So it's going to get trimmed here soon.
yeah,
That'd be the best fundraiser we could do is a bald-faced Dutchman.
I love you guys to death, but I would quit this podcast tomorrow if you said we had to be clean shaven. I would walk away from it all.
how long
Oh,
has it
you
been
would.
since you've shaved your face completely clean?
Completely clean? It's probably been forever ago. Probably back to college, because in law school, my last year of law school, we played rugby. We all shaved into Fu Manchus. And so that was the last time that I didn't have
Sweet.
any hair.
Well, you still had a hair. You had.
Gosh dang it!
You
I
had
just
a lip?
remembered this when we went the night I picked up my new phone from the distribution center.
Okay.
We went to the wrestling meet, the senior night. There was a few kids I wanted to watch wrestle. Eleanor was not having it. She was ready to go. This is boring as shit. I'm ready to go home. And I said, okay, well, let's go. And then we started doing the Walk of Fame. Like, we just, like, looked at the photos and everything up on the gym walls.
Yeah.
And, you know, this and that. And who's this? Do you know who that is? And this and that, blah, blah. And, oh, yeah, that's, you know, and they would pick them out and shit like that. And we got to the, I think it was PAC Tennis.
Yep.
And I said, who's that? And they looked at it and they're like, and I think Max just shot from the hip and was like, is that Uncle Cody? And I was like, no, your uncle did not play tennis. No, that's not him. And then like they looked again and they're like, I don't know. I can't see it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You don't know who that is? And Max is like, no, who is it? I'm like, it's freaking Casey Lindemann.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't recognize him.
I don't know if I've ever seen you without facial hair.
Yeah.
Because he had
Or hair.
Yeah. No,
But yeah, man, they had no clue. Like all three of them just stood there and stared at it, and they had no clue that it was you.
you know, and the thing of it is ever since I adopted the bald head lifestyle,
Yeah,
people be like, I'll see them, and I'm like, why are you fighting it? Like, I have more hair
I
than
work
you.
with a guy like that, and I know he doesn't listen, but like we've told
Yeah,
him.
but there's only like 4 of them.
I told him 100 times, like, dude, you should just try it. I guarantee, because he's got a beautiful beard, really good beard.
And you don't even have to go like razor. Like, you could put it on like a 1 and cut it short, or even
Well,
just
the problem with him is he's got that one that creeps way back. But, you know, kind of like what if you let yours grow, you know, you would be basically just balled up on top.
I'd have like a little patch,
and that's how he
front.
is.
Island.
His
And then-
island is so prominent that like but it's still there. But like he's so self-conscious about it that he always wears a hat and everything like that. And I'm like, man, you should.
That always gets me when there's somebody that you've only ever known to have a hat. You see a little bit of hair sticking down past the
But
hat.
now if
and then you see him without a hat, you're like, oh.
This guy's the same way. If he didn't take his hat off, you wouldn't know that he was dealing with what he's dealing with, because it is so full.
Yeah.
You know, back here, and it even
Real
kind of like
healthy
sometimes
horseshoe.
it even like sometimes will leap out of his head. You know, like little wings and stuff
Yeah.
up here by his temples or whatever, and it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, you just need to give it a whirl. Absolutely.
And
he cannot fathom the thought of being bald.
and it doesn't.
I don't know.
The only times like worse is
Just you're next. You. I don't know, man. I've lasted. My dad was bald. My dad was balding. Like the horseshoe had started for my dad in like his senior picture. You remember the senior picture that hung by Grandma Lois's mailbox, or not telephone?
Good place to put a senior picture.
off.
Everybody, this is my boy.
Right by the phone where Grandma Lois's telephone was, right there. They had a picture of Dad. His senior photo was right there in there.
Just in case everybody called.
And he was bald as shit. Like, you could see it was really thinning up here
Yeah.
for his. But I mean, I'm 38 and I still got it.
You know, big fan of the show. My dad, his senior picture, I think he had.
But he still
hair.
carries hair on it.
Yeah, he
on
carries
the back, the horseshoe. Yeah.
he does. But he's a big hat guy. Like, you would never know.
Mhm.
And then he's a big hat guy. I think.
if I get to the horseshoe, I'm growing along again for the ponytail horseshoe.
Oh my.
It's gonna be thin.
How about
and
your
greasy.
warden's about to slip out of her chair right now?
I guarantee.
Hey, I bet she'd love
Especially
to
that
tug on
chair.
that thing.
Especially that green one. She's about
Yeah.
to slide right out.
No, it's
Looks like fish scales.
Good
Yeah.
grief. Casey, what do you got?
Well,
bud?
I tell you what, we started at Verizon and ended up talking about what we did there. That's what makes the
Yeah.
show great.
I love it.
So I did a quick change because I wanted to talk about the Winter Wonderland. That, Dave, I'm not gonna lie, you're taking some heat in the streets because you wished for this shit.
And I've been real open and honest to people about it. It's my fault, everybody.
Mhm.
Still don't regret it. The boys had an awesome winter.
Winter storm of Dave because he wanted it. And he Got it. But I wanted to talk about the old slips and falls on the ice and snow because they are back in full force.
God.
And some of them now with the advent of Ring and Blink and all these other camera systems, like people catch them in live happening. And I had a memorable moment back in college, and then one, it was last week. We played euchre down at your house.
Mm-hmm.
And was walking out.
Oh, no.
Usually real careful.
Did you eat
about
shit in my driveway?
No, not your driveway. So I was up on
no.
mine, and my phone dinged, and I looked down to get it. And then next thing you know, it was just like Mother Nature cut my legs out. And I was
Oh, no.
like, so
Why am I just now learning of this?
because it's a topic. So, and it was no big deal. And I actually was traveling in my boots.
Oh, yeah, you did. He brought his
switched
own.
out of boots.
He brought his own shop shoes.
Yeah, and so I love them. Like if people don't get hurt. Now, if somebody gets seriously hurt, a lot of people
I broke
get
my
hurt.
collarbone.
Yeah,
Laser tag, man.
it's not slipping on ice or
Yeah,
snow.
it was. Slipped on ice playing laser tag.
Oh, like not in like a laser tag facility.
No, hell no. It's right out just down the street from my mom and dad's house. I
But-
broke my collarbone.
But these ones that people post, like where their significant others eat it,
It's hilarious.
it is
I
hilarious.
could watch them for hours.
And now that TikTok's
Or when the
back,
big ladies. Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
Thank
big-
God. Thank God TikTok's
Big
back.
ladies.
Thank
When
you,
they take
President
up that
Trump.
whole rail,
Thank you, President Trump, for getting TikTok back.
I'm telling you, that's what the message said.
I know it did. I
Yeah,
read the
that's what it
same
is.
one. But the big ladies that are walking out of their house and they don't make it 2 strides and eat shit down the steps and
Well, what do you expect when you're wearing house slippers?
oh god.
well, that's
I love
tough.
it.
That brings up another point.
Ice
Hey,
slips,
dudes and Crocs are not meant for this kind of weather.
ice slips, trips and falls, and golf cart wrecks are 2 of my most favorite things to watch.
Yeah, some of those golf cart wrecks though,
Are
like
gnarly.
yeah, just lucky nobody dies. But I had and maybe you guys had one that you recall, but I had one in college where this is where I firmly believed in karma. And it was when that big snow and ice storm came through, probably 2007, 8, 9,
Yeah.
in that range. And our driveway at the house down there at school was just a sheet of ice. And we were on the front porch, and I remember watching some guy eat shit. And I just freaking, of course, they got up, and I just started, calling from the 5th row about, from the ropes, making fun of him. And it wasn't about the same time, like in the driveway where we were talking, and I had a full just ate it.
Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, karma got me big time there. But I love them, especially when you get the audio, because when those people fall. Yeah,
And they always fart and stuff.
I don't understand that.
So I worked, it was
None of the ice talk brought it up, but the farting while falling
it's great.
kicked off a whole other story.
Yeah.
We stripped out at Francisco in like November-ish, Thanksgiving-ish, I guess, is about whenever we got done. I transferred to the Viking mine, which is up in Montgomery-ish area, out in the middle of nowhere, Alfordsville, and it was shortly after I'd gotten up there. It was like December time. And it was one of those I had transferred up there as a truck driver because we basically Francisco was shutting down, even though we were all operators for 2 or 3 years. By the time they shut down, there was so many people that were going to be dispersed within the company. You couldn't really pick and choose where you were going to go.
You just-
like these other mines, we lined up in the parking lot, and the HR guy came back there with a big list.
Oh boy.
And you just walked up to the side of his pickup, and he said, "Zach Masner, night shift end dump driver, Viking mine." Okay, that's where I'm going. So I didn't really have any choice. This is where we went, and the trucks at the mine, they always parked in a parking ditch, which, just a grader would go through there and cut a big old swell in the ground, and you'd run your front wheels in there, and that's where you park. Well, obviously it would fill up with diesel fuel and water and rain and, hydraulic oil, blah, 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 because all these trucks are sitting there parked, and it would freeze over.
Yeah.
And I had gotten out for lunch because we'd always get out of the trucks at lunch and go sit on the school bus that had a heater in it, because we would ride school buses. We would park in the parking lot, go in the Jack Shack for our
The what now?
the Jack Shack, they called it. It was just like a little shed that had our time clock and bulletin board, and that's where we would go in and get our instructions for the day, like what you were going to do, what equipment you were running, like what our all our accomplishments for the day. Because if it was raining, you didn't want to just stand in the parking lot. You'd have to go in the shed and figure out what's going on, because you didn't want to stand out in the rain. Got off the bus for lunch, was going back around. You never pissed in the parking ditch. Like don't piss in the ditch. You go piss behind the truck, because the mechanics and greasers and everything are walking through the ditch. It's just something you don't do. I was walking back from the back of my truck to go climb up the ladder, and I stepped what I thought was going to be across the ditch.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite make it, and did like the splits.
Oh, those are the worst.
And it was one of those like, oh, goddamn, I think I've either broke my back or my legs broke. But I don't want to tell nobody, because I don't know anybody that's working here yet. Like, I've literally only been here like 3 days, and I think I've just broke my back on the job. So I had to get up, and that one was probably really bad. But the laser tag incident, that was like a documented trip to the hospital.
How old were you when this happened?
7th grade. Yeah, because it ended my wrestling career. Because we were balls deep in wrestling season when that was happening, and there was just it was snowing, and we were dark. It was me and my buddy Ian, and I don't remember, might have been a neighborhood kid or two else. We were all playing, and we all had like a 4-pack of like laser tag things, and I was running from getting shot at, the pew, 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 and you had this chest thing on your chest, thing on your back. And there was a field here, a driveway, and then Ian's big yard. And I was running from the field back into his yard. And I went to like hurdle the driveway, like run across it.
That's tough.
Yeah. And there was like a frozen water puddle that was right there. And I hit that baby and, well, bam, broke my collarbone.
All right, fellas. Thinking about the slips, trips, and falls on the snow and ice. Be careful when you go out to pee here during this pause.
That's right.
Because it is dangerous outside of Smoker's Lounge. But we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, brought to you by Love Excavating. This pause for the cause is brought to you by Love Excavating. Have big plans in 2025 for constructing a new home, a garage, or that shop you've always wanted? Is your potential build site less than ready for that building? Well, the good news is Love Excavating can handle it. Just earlier in December, Love Excavating was in action preparing a future home site just off Highway 64 by the Holland Junction. Love Excavating is your go-to when it comes to land clearing, site prep, and then any hauling that needs to be done. Trust the professionals with the experience at Love Excavating for your next building site. All right, Smoke Dragon, what you got, buddy?
Okay, here's what I've been wondering about. And it was kind of keyed off. A guy at work showed this meme to me. I guess it was actually a little comic strip. And he was like, man, this is so funny. He was like it's funny because it's true. And I look at this little comic strip, and it's Mace. You got my topic still handy here?
Yeah.
Misunderstood lyrics. Percentage
There it
sign.
is. Melissa Etheridge.
Cross-eyed bear you gave.
And it was a little cartoon, and it was somebody getting gifted a cross-eyed teddy bear, like a little teddy bear with cross eyes, crossed eyes. But and the reason he thought it was funny because he said, I just never understood those lyrics. Like, why would you ever get anybody a cross-eyed bear? What's that even mean? And I was like, what? So he turned the song on, and it's Melissa Etheridge, and she's saying something to the extent of that cross-eyed bear that you gave to me, or the cross-eyed bear that you gave to me. and he just thought for sure it was Cross-Eyed Bear that you gave to me. And then I remember early in the days when I was wooing Mrs. Smoker.
Mm-hmm. Pitch and woo.
Pitch and woo. We got talking about classic country songs. That's kind of one of the things we hit on, and she really liked that song.
Is it Atlanta? You sure it's
Alanis Morissette.
Yeah,
Melissa Etheridge.
the warden says it's Melissa. Yeah.
That sounds right. But we got talking about old country music, and she got talking about Kentucky Headhunters, and she says, "Man, I just love that song about down into the swampy." I said, "The what?" She's like, "Let's all go down to the swampy." And I was like, "Really? That's what you?"
And you still married her anyway.
I still did. But anyway, so it got me thinking, what other, just classic misunderstood song lyrics. You got any of those? What?
No, I mean, yes, I do. I have tons of them.
Dumas Walker, by the way, was the song.
I can never remember them now that I can't bring them off the dome because they're not
Well, there was
as prevalent. But the warden has shit tons of them, and her family has like this whole thing, and
I thought that was band names.
Well, that too, but they've been doing this lyric
I
thing
need on
forever.
your family text threads.
But they do like smack my bitch up. That's it. Smack my bitch up. That's the big one. And they always think snap my picture. Her mom always thought it was snap my picture, but it's smack my bitch up by is that Orgy, right? No, who sings it? Smack my bitch up. You know what that?
No, it was,
Blue Monday.
no. I was gonna say Mudvayne, but that's not.
Oh, Losing My Religion by REM. That's pee. Let's pee in the corner. Let's pee in the spotlight. Losing my religion, but it's actually that's me in the corner.
And I feel like it's similar. It's same vein, maybe different artery.
Yeah.
But the one now about like anytime I get upset, I think what Eddie Vedder said when he said,
I looked at on for some reason this article's on goodhousekeeping.com 40 song lyrics
that's what I just found. The Rolling Stones Beast
So
of
this
Burden.
topic is going to land great with the 30 to 50-year-old women.
Misheard lyric. I'll never leave your pizza burning, but that's not what it is. The actual lyric is I'll never be your beast of burden.
So this one here is
Pizza burning, beast of burden. I get it.
the warden just texted me from the peanut gallery that on her golf league they were talking about Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Not Pumps-a-Lot, Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Pumps-a-Lot, Mix-a-Lot, and it says the lyric is actually "Ooh, Rumpelstiltskin,"
Yeah.
and they all thought it was like Rumple Smooth Skin or some shit. And it's like, oh, Rumpelstiltskin, only get in your bins. So use me, move me, ain't that average groupie or whatever. But like the whole Rumpelstiltskin thing versus the Rumple Smooth Skin, like they had that all messed up. That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them here.
And now that I'm saying it out loud, it may not be as good to talk through, but I think it's hilarious. I knew a guy, I'd ride home with him from college because he lived close to my hometown. And huge Garth Brooks fan. That's like he had a mix for driving home. And there's a song, The River, and he talks about he will sail his vessel till the river runs.
I will sail my vessel.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Now, my buddy Tyler.
What'd he say? Testicle?
Nope. And he sang it with so much compassion. And he would sing over everything that probe he drove had. And it was his motto song. But he'd say, I will sail my vest till the river runs dry. And he just thought it was vest. And everywhere he said vessel, this kid said vest. And I'm
Do you know the
what
one?
kind of DJ am
You remember that song back in the day? It was She's My Little Two Scoop. You don't know what I got. She's my two scoop. You don't know what I got. You know, it's not two scoop.
Deuce Scoop.
It's deuce coop. and I never knew that it was douche.
Well,
Coop.
this like some of these I don't understand how you could.
We Will Rock You by Queen.
Well, 2 Tickets to Paradise got 2 chickens in a pot of rice. Like it doesn't
That's
even come
stupid.
close.
Yeah, somebody.
This one here, the We Will Rock You #9 by Queen. It says kicking your cat all over the place.
Oh well, yeah, it's definitely not a cat.
It's can. It says there were no cats harmed.
This might have been a better one. Just what was the actual verse?
The Clash, their song "Rock the
Cash Bar.
Yeah, rock the cash bar.
It's
rock
not
the
Cash Bar.
It's
Yes,
rock
that's
rock
Cash
cash
Bar. Yeah.
bar.
Hold me close. It's it. That's
Tony
literally
Danza.
wild. It's right here, number 12. When you text that, I just scrolled that. Hold me closer, Tony Danza.
Now that's from Friends.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
Bose or one of the speaker
That's
people.
really weird.
They had a commercial where they did all these like songs where people do the wrong
Yeah.
lyrics.
Waterfalls. Go, Jason Waterfall. That's stupid.
Toto, Africa ain't nothing that 100 men on Mars could ever do. The actual lyric, there's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do.
I think the old Hawk Tua girl had this one. Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. She says, concrete jungle, wet dream tomato. You know that one?
Yes.
Yeah, where dreams are made of, dipshit.
Yeah, it's it's a lot, but you sing it. I mean, like that your buddy. What you think you hear, you sing with the conviction of 1,000,
Sons.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're going for, but it sounded epic.
Message in a Bottle by the Police. A year has passed since I broke my nose. Don't send any flowers to Sting. Yeah, those are sounding silly.
Anyway, that's just one of those things I was getting a kick out of.
Oh, there's tons of them. I'm sure we could find them. We could find them forever.
Oh, we could.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're not going to.
Okay.
We're going to move on to Merkley and Sons and Brado's 3 big things.
Listen, January is all about making and likely breaking New Year's resolutions. One New Year's resolution that you won't break is making sure that Merkley & Sons is your family's official provider for quality cuts of meat and other products you need for your family in 2025. Merkley & Sons is right here in our backyard and is a family operation that you know and you trust. Make sure Merkley & Sons is a stop on the shopping list every time you're out getting the groceries. They are the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts for a reason.
All right, fellas, here we go. Starbucks changes. Starbucks doesn't want to be America's public bathroom anymore. The coffee chain is scrapping a policy that lets anyone use its restrooms without making a purchase. It's an effort to improve the customer experience. From Brado here, I'm very much a home-based type of person. I know Mace has no shame in doing his business, but what about the other Dutchmen? Do you guys have any public restroom phobia?
Yeah, I don't. It's got to be like life or death before I go crap in a public crapper.
That's wild to me.
Really?
Well, I say that, but then there's some that there's no way that I would even consider it. I'd rather
It took me
shit
7
outside.
years to crap at work. Like 6 or 7 years in, I was finally like, I'm going to do this.
That's wild. It took you that long. Work's a little bit different. Work kind of becomes your home base. You spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
I'll shit wherever.
Yeah. No shame in your game.
I hope we ain't got no driveway camera there by the mail.
Oh. You remember that?
Can't say that. I
Yeah,
do.
we'll talk about it off the air.
Professional thieves, high-profile home burglaries involving superstar athletes have made headlines recently.
I've seen that.
Federal investigators now believe the burglars are using the same tactics as South American criminal gangs. Have the Dutchmen been paying attention to this trend? At first, I thought it was some just some punk kids, but according to the article, it turns out might be a tad more sophisticated.
I am absolutely clueless to what we're talking about, so I guess I have not been watching.
So there's been, I think it's happened to Travis Kelce, maybe Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, but basically
Are they all Chiefs people?
Joe
No.
Burrow's house got broken into, and unfortunately, on the Ring camera, he may or may not have been.
Pissing in the yard.
They found out that he was banging somebody that he shouldn't have been banging, right? Isn't that what it was?
No, I don't think
Joe
so.
Burrow,
Played for
yeah.
the Chiefs.
No, Cincinnati.
No.
Oh,
His is one where his girlfriend was at home at the time. But what these guys do is when these athletes are playing somewhere and the house is supposed to be empty, they go in and burglarize it.
smart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
It's a educated guess anyway.
less chance of confrontation, I would imagine.
Sure.
I don't really have anything to add to it, but I'm not surprised. I mean, these guys flash what they're wearing all the time and show what they have. Yeah, you're probably a high value target for that kind of stuff. I mean,
Mace is really into whatever he's reading.
Well, it was because Joe Burrow, there was something to do with his girlfriend, and I don't know. Never mind.
well, I think was she diagnosed with cancer?
Naked? That he was banging her, maybe.
Well, no scandal.
Mm.
Trying to build one there. Walmart's logo gets its first facelift in nearly 20 years. The company says the redesigned logo is inspired by founder Sam Walton's old trucker hat. Can you spot the change? Not much of a change. See below. Got me thinking, what are some of the more recognizable logos / brands the Dutchmans think about when hearing the term logo?
Well, I feel like a fella can't go too far without thinking of the Nike swoosh there. I think that was a real big brand thing. Like it started with just shoes and everybody had Nike everything, but Nike necklace, Nike hat, Nike glasses. Lots of Nike back then.
Yeah, the Walmart rebrand. I don't know who they paid all that money to do that.
I think they just put the little star thing in bold font.
It's in bold.
Yeah, that's it.
It's all,
Guys, we
it's all
might
in
have
bold.
a few
I mean, could
ahead.
you imagine sitting around that meeting and like, hey, we got to do a little rebrand. All right, let's bold that font. I love it.
Think about the old, what maybe the potential, the football field out there at Southridge is getting ready to go through
Yeah.
that rebrand, and they're trying to take the old logo and brand away from that. Of course.
What was it before?
Well, it's the Flaming S is what it is.
What are they going to?
They're going to the unified logo that has like the world's smallest microscopic.
What is the unified logo?
It's
The Raider.
Is that
What you
Raider?
see now?
The helmet.
yeah, I don't know if I
No.
Oh, well,
It's a helmet-ish thing. Yeah, the Raider.
It's the rebrand of it.
Yeah, like whatever the hell that's got the shield and then the little Raider
Oh,
head
there
up
you
on
go.
top.
The knight, yeah.
It's what the soccer has gone to. It's what has a baseball rebranded to that, or you guys still Block S?
No, we've got the rebrand.
It's got you got the what?
So we have the bat and the ball.
The unified. What did you call it? Unified logo that has the hat that I have, the white hat front. That what you and Gene and
has a hand with a baseball.
huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
Is that what it is?
That one doesn't quite fit that one's, I think, like a fringe logo out there because it doesn't fit.
Now,
what
are
they've
you
done
upset that you're going to this unified logo?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
as it applies to football?
Yeah,
But
just football.
Now, hold on. Explain this to me. So, we're Southridge Raider fans,
Yes.
but we got a separate logo for football.
Just like we've had a separate logo for every sport involved at Southridge High School.
Why would you have a separate logo?
It's always
Back
been,
home, we were the Red Devils, and everything was just little Red Devils, just little Red.
right?
You were the Richmond Red Devils.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty neat. Didn't know that.
I didn't. Well, I mean, we
So each individual sport has always had a derivative of the Raider
theme.
other than the football team. The football team was always the Flaming S, like in modern time. But the basketball has always been the helmet with the feathery hat. What are you shaking your head at? Tell me, what are you talking about? Okay. So what he's saying is
Just all S's of different fonts.
exactly
Different designs.
different designs.
Fair.
Same, yeah. Well, the Raider, the baseball was always a big block S.
Yes.
Football was the Flaming S, and the basketball was what he's saying is just an S. When I was in high school, the basketball
Was that old
was
school
that
logo.
old school logo with just the helmet, the Raider helmet with the feathers sticking
Like
out.
what's
of
at Holland almost.
it. Sort of, yeah.
Except the rest of his body.
Yeah, so that was always that. And then in 2020, When did the rebrand? When did the unified?
2 years ago.
Yeah,
3
so
years
3 years ago when the unified logo first came out, when everybody was switching to like the unified logo, the big one. Now they're trying to incorporate it, but maybe not focus on it. And I'm not a huge of the Flaming S, and I'm not a huge fan because, like it says, not much of a change below, and got me thinking, what are some of the more recognizable logo brands the Dutchmen think about when hearing the term logo? So, like, if somebody out in the world in this area seen that Flaming S, they would know that was like the
Raider football.
Thing. You know, it's kind of
I've been here 12 years, and I didn't know you guys had a different symbol than the rest of them.
Well, because you're not ingrained in athletics. Like, you're not in there. Like, you watch your kids and your kids only.
So you're more of a fan of Raider football than Raiders is Raiders, because you don't want to be with the Raiders. You want to be Raider football.
No, I want to be with the Raiders.
So what's the problem with using a Raider? Like, sorry, I'm getting off.
No.
I don't know what.
No,
Each individual sport has a derivative of the unified
but
logo.
I can understand and appreciate Dave's position because Dave's saying put it all under one umbrella. You as a guy that played in the program, you know what the Flaming S means to you is different. Like to me, and I don't want this to sound disappointing, but I didn't play football, so the Flaming S doesn't mean as much to me, but I recognize it as being part of Raider football's fabric. And I think what the big fella has an issue with is we changed from that.
Well, just not.
And
I just don't want it to go away.
Well, it's not.
I don't want it to go away completely, and it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
You would like it to be more prominent because when you played, that was what.
I mean, that's
you wore
brand.
the black helmet with
that's-
the Flaming S on the
That's
side of
brand.
it.
Which I mean, that's not. Hopefully, that doesn't go anywhere. But if it does, well, then I guess there's nothing you can do about it. But anyway, that was kind of what we were talking about here with the logos and the brands and this and that. So moving on,
I would say that
Walmart
the
is a
Dutchman
bunch
logo,
of idiots.
I'd say the Dutchman logo is probably recognizable as quality.
Yeah, and it's
podcast.
not going anywhere.
Not
either.
here,
We're
no,
not going to rebrand.
Well, there might be a little bit of a redesign for a certain line we've got coming out. We'll see how it looks. We'll see how it looks.
Good.
I might have to get short hair in the next one.
I don't even know. Do we have?
Well, we can't. See, it's right here, but like I got long hair and a shaggy hair and a long beard.
Yeah, it looks great though.
It does.
That is good. All right, Brado, we appreciate, buddy. Thank you as always. The guy is just the fourth. You know, he's that fourth wheel here, and he loves it. They were
We love
dropping
it too.
Well, I love that he sent us a picture with the Merkley boys. Somebody dropping meat off at the school, and I wish he would have went. I saw him at the.
There's a fundraiser pickup. Yeah, I've seen it too.
You know, and I said,
Is that what it ended up being?
Yeah.
but we don't even know if like Bradley or John Boy. Unlikely that they would have been handing out meat out of the back
No,
of the
they
truck.
don't. The representative from the fundraising, the organization that the funds are being raised for,
The leader of that
goes and picks
delegates.
up goes and picks up the truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Merkley's
You don't have to have a CDL for that.
not that truck. No, the GVWR is not going to be there.
Depends on how much meat's back there.
Not that much.
Packing a lot of meat.
So So that's just.
I would love to walk over there to introduce himself. These people are like, never heard of.
Yeah.
What are you
We're
talking
part
about?
of the tennis team.
We don't, sir. We don't know. We're not. You're not.
Yeah,
Bradley?
I mean,
No,
I
no.
don't have a really a ticket to anything here, but I know the guys that own that truck.
I remember how excited I was when I checked out and saw the little thing. They had a little scan that week.
Oh yeah,
The
the Dutchman deal. Yeah,
Yeah, Dutchman deal.
That
We can do
is,
another one of
that
those.
is,
That's
that's
right.
exactly
do.
right. All right, thank you, Brado, and thank you, of course, to Merkley and Sons. It's time for one more trip around the table as we say goodbye and head on to the weekend. It is time for the final thoughts, which I'm sure are going to be in depth, all-inspiring, and deep for sure. And they're brought to you by Love Excavating.
If you have a driveway that is rock like Esquire's, you know this freeze, thaw, and rain is detrimental to the cause. You know who can help you fix your driveway? Love Excavating. Love Excavating can provide a plan to help redirect water flow down your driveway and put the proper drainage in to help it keep from water collecting. Love Excavating can also smooth out your driveway, haul in gravel that you so desperately need, and make sure that your driveway isn't one that people will complain about. Give them a call today. Your driveway, your spouse, and your guests will all thank you.
All right, Smoke Dragon, what kind of knowledge and wisdom do you have to share here for a final thought?
You know, sometimes the best wisdom to share is silence and let people figure it out for themselves. So that's what I'm going to opt for today. Just, you're your own best, estimator.
I'll pull one out of Smoke Dragon's old book here.
All right, buddy,
Don't
go ahead.
screw it up.
I'm thinking I'm going to try this. So I said something last Wednesday about it being real cold and not wanting to sleep outside and with your pets and stuff. But I think Dave once said, be the person that your pets tell other pets about.
Be the person you want your pet to tell other people's pets about.
Yeah.
You're real close, though.
Yeah. I try my best.
for that.
Try my best. But keep your stick on the ice and,
And
keep
your
on-
dog's off of it.
keep on keeping on. Stay
There we
warm.
go.
Stay warm.
Big thank you this month to Love Excavating and, of course, Merkley and Sons. We appreciate them. We are at the end of January, which means February is right around the corner, which means some birthdays, some Valentine's Day, some Groundhog's Day,
That is
Some
right.
butchering.
some butchering. We start easing into that hope of spring coming through, which will be great because this winter of Dave that he wanted, he's gotten it. Which if you ever ask for this again, I don't know. We just won't
I really did load up my comp time, so I mean,
yeah,
I'm
that's
not-
good. You got a little, got a chance to take some time off.
Got a good
So
start.
we can
on-
golf this year.
Yeah, but we're in the nitty gritty of the winter, folks. It is the back half.
The
Just
dirty-
take it
the
day
dirty
by
part.
day. Stay tuned in to hear for all the laughs and comedic relief that you need.
Mhm.
Other than that, stay warm, stay hydrated, and listen to the Wandering Dutchman.
Dutchman out.